Hello, I'm Jackson.
Hello, I'm Steven.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Jason, and today we are going to discuss what makes a successful, sustainable urban community of the future. In my opinion, the relationship between the citizens is the most important because if we want to success or sustain, we should have a same direction. We should decide to go on the same way, or else the conflict will occur and maybe between each community or country there are some wars and maybe some conflict. And if the relationship of our citizens are not so good, those conflicts may deeply interact the development of other criteria such as some technology, some other things. What's your opinion?
Definitely, that's a valid point, and I also think that a strong relationship and a sense of community are definitely important. So when people know and trust their neighbors, so they are more likely to help each other, and actually this can also boost the economy or even the technology let the technology become more advanced. And in my perspective, I also think that maybe affordable and inclusive housing is also necessary for making a successful and sustainable urban community. Because when people nowadays keep working in Hong Kong, but their salaries are not actually able to even buy a flat in Hong Kong, so they may lose hope to the future. And actually, this can affect the relationship between people, because there may be more conflicts in the society and cause our society cannot be a sustainable urban community in the end. So, any other points you guys want to share?
Yes, you are right, and I would also like to add that I think the use of renewable energy is crucial for the success of a sustainable urban community. Take solar energy as an example. There are some solar panels being installed on the rooftop of some buildings, and those solar panels can capture sunlight and convert it into electricity or heat. This can reduce the need for the electricity generated from fossil fuels and thus prevent greenhouse gas emission associated with the fossil fuel combustion, and contributing to a cleaner and more sustainable environment. What do you think?
Yes, I agree with your idea. And I think durable public facilities that requires little repairment and maintenance is also of great importance. Yes, just like waterproof solar power strip lamp, as you say, they need little repairment and maintenance, which can lead to a more sustainable communities. What's more, I think sufficient and clean public area is also very important. They can make us refreshed and make us more healthy. Looking into our lives, we may feel uncomfortable in narrow, dirty streets.
Yes, I see your point. The common area is so important to make those citizens happy. And I believe that all you mentioned has a same common point, which is the government can do something to help with the sustainable and successful of the urban community. In which just he mentioned is the housing problem. Maybe the government can build more asset and with lower price, or give some policies. And as what she mentioned is those renewable energy. For example, she just mentioned that polar energy, but I would like to mention the nuclear energy. Maybe the government can do something to promote the nuclear energy. Maybe as all we know, the mainland is so good at it, and we can just the government decision is very important. And as what he mentioned, the common area, that's the what the government is going to do. Yes, they could they could invite more cleaners or more primary school students to give some activity to them to let them to help with the cleaning or something else. Yes, so I believe that the government decision is really important. And what's your opinion?
Yeah, so I totally agree with you that actually governments can do something and improve the situation now. Like for governments can build more green infrastructure and public space, like parks, green roofs, urban forests, and community gardens to improve the air quality. Like everyone know in Hong Kong, actually the air quality is not that good because the the high transportation cause pollution to the air. And like we can take Singapore as an example. Like what the government in Singapore is doing is like it is famous for its integration of greenery into high density urban planning. So I believe like some people said in Hong Kong we are a city that with lots of lots of landscape. So actually it is quite difficult for us to do better green infrastructure in Hong Kong, but that's actually not the case if we compare the case like in Singapore. So governments can definitely do better to improve the situation now. So, any idea?
Yes, and you said to use nuclear power more, right?
Yes.
Yes, as we know, nuclear power may lead to radiation, which is harmful to people. And what do you think the government can do to limit the radiation level?
They can just build a nuclear power station as far as they can from the public area. They can just build a nuclear power station in some rural area, such as on those islands or somewhere else, because as all we know, Hong Kong is near to the sea, and there are definitely many waters can be provided for the energy generation, because in a nuclear power station we need to use water to cool down those setup and just generate steam and and produce energy. Yes, because so I think island is a good choice.
As you guys mentioned, the things that can be done by government, but I think we can also consider what can the citizen do to enable the environment to be more sustainable. And I think actually the school can teach the students the concept of 4R, which is reduce, reuse, recycle, and replace. And I think so that students can have this concept being ingrained in the brain, and so that they can do more sustainable practices.
Yes, I see your point. But you also mentioned that the school should teach, and this can be also one of the policy of the government, which is including those 4R recycling teachings in their syllabus. Yes, that's what EDB can do. Yes, and I believe that the government must do something, and they could do something to make the society greater. Yes, and what's your opinion?
So actually, I also think that the governments can actually build more sustainable transportation. Like in Hong Kong, actually the situation is quite good already. Like MTR, and we have bus, and we have trains. But I actually think that we can even lower down the number of the private vehicles in Hong Kong. Like on the streets, you still can see that there are so many private vehicles, and actually these vehicles are mainly responsible for the air pollution now, because they can only carry like a few people, but releasing lots of greenhouse gases and causes the whole global warming issue. So what do you guys think?
Yes, you said the private vehicles cause the air pollution, and as we know now, the EV, also known as electric vehicles, are very popular now, which doesn't cause greenhouse gases release, and they you only consume electricity.
Yes. I want to add a more point on it. As all we know, the government has made a decision which is ban those insurance of the vehicles which use petrol to as the energy. They has banned it. So I believe that nowadays those private vehicles, those small cars or small vans, they are more likely to use electricity as their power, and the emission of those greenhouse gases, I believe it is controlled and won't be so harm. And I would just want to reply on your previous speaking, which is the housing problem. Yes, I believe that as all we know, Hong Kong has many mountains, but only a few lands. Yes, and I believe that to make a successful and sustainable urban community, remove those mountains is very important, because in transport or in housing, those mountains really disturb us a lot. And for those greening area, yes, we have some wetland part, isn't it? And that's enough. That's totally enough. Yes. And what's your opinion?
So actually, that's an interesting point. What you mentioned, removing all the mountains. So, but there may be also some problems that we may need to consider. Like, how about the cost to remove a mountain, and where do you want to throw those soil to, like into the ocean? Then how do you keep a sustainable urban community? Like, because this is violating the ESG awareness, or violating the sustainable rules if you throw those soil to the ocean. And the second thing is, like in World War II, actually there are so many foreign people come to Hong Kong, and actually those mountains, some of them are bought by those foreign people. They just don't build anything on the mountains. But I don't think actually Hong Kong government can do anything about the mountains. And as we all know now, Hong Kong government is actually almost it doesn't have any money. So I don't think they will still do such a plan like this.
What's your opinion?
And I think if the government really want to do it, then maybe citizens have to pay more taxes to the government, and this will indeed cause a financial burden to the citizens.
Yes, we can look into the example of the construction of the new Hong Kong airport.
Yeah.
Yes, it was an
international.
Yes, it's an airport that constructed by putting soil into the sea.
Yes.
Yes, which does some harm to the
Some pollution.
yes, to the environment. So maybe the government should balance the economics and the environment.
Yes, I see your point. As what we all said is the government policy is really important, but we should also balance those costs and those pros and cons that the policy can give to us. And we also believe that the society is also important to have a successful and sustainable urban community, because as a part of the community, yes, we decide something important, and yes, and maybe some housing, some energy, yes, those green facilities, yes. It seems that we have the same, yes, that's the end.